Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Now today we will talk about women in judiciary. Several institutional and structural factors have hampered women's representation in the judiciary. It is critical to address this disparity in order to ensure equitable access to justice. Justice Hima Kohli and Bela M. Trivedi have been appointed to the bench by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud. The Supreme Court first had an all-female bench in 2013. The next time was in 2018. At the moment, only 3 of the Supreme Court 27 judges out of a total of 34 are women. This reflected the skewed representation of women in the legal system. What is the status of women in the judiciary? Representation. The representation of women in the judiciary varies around the world. In general, women are underrepresented in the higher level of judiciary such as the Supreme Court or Court of Appeals. Progress. There has been an increase in the number of women appointed to these positions in recent years due to effort to promote gender diversity and inclusion in the judiciary. Impact. Studies have shown that women judges tend to bring new perspective and make different decisions than their male counterpart. They are more likely to focus on human rights and to take a more compassionate approach to the issues that come before them. Barriers. Despite progress and achievement, there are still barriers to women's advancement in the judiciary, such as unconscious bias, lack of mentorship and sponsorship, and a lack of rules models in the higher echelon of the judiciary. Decision making. Women judges are more likely to rule in favor of defendant in criminal case and to be more lenient in sentencing. Recognition. There is a growing recognition of the importance to diverse perspective in decision making. Gender parity. Despite progress, there is still a long way to go to achieve gender parity in the judiciary. What is the significance of women's representation in the judiciary? Having more representation in the judiciary is important for a number of reasons. Fairness and equality. Representation of women in the judiciary helps to ensure that the perspectives and experience of all members of society are taken into account when making decisions which can lead to more fair and just outcomes. Breaking down stereotypes. Women's representation in the judiciary can serve as a powerful symbols and gender equality and can help to break down stereotypes and bias that may exist in the legal system. Need for diversification. Diversification brings positive institutional change and the judiciary need to be more diverse. Role models. Women judges can be served as a role models for young women and girls, encouraging them to pursue careers in law and leadership. Improve decision making. Research suggests that having more women in the judiciary leads to better decision making and improved legal reasoning. Studies have found that more diverse groups tend to make more creative, innovative, and robust decisions. Balanced justice delivery system. The presence of women as judge and lawyers will substantially improve the justice delivery system. Culture perspective. Representation of women in the judiciary bring it different life experience and culture practices which can be a key factor in understanding the nuances of the society and thus help in providing a more holistic approach toward decision making. Legitimacy. The judiciary will not be trusted if it is viewed as a bastion of elitism, exclusivity, and privilege. Therefore, the presence of women is essential for the legitimacy of the judiciary. Balance and emphatic approach. Challenge of women in the judiciary. There are a number of challenges that women face in the judiciary, including stereotypes of lack of infrastructure, gender bias, work-life balance, male-dominated appointment structure, hostile environment in the courtroom, domestic duties, lack of representation, glass ceilings, harassment. What are the reasons for low women's representative? There are several reasons why women are underrepresented in politics, including patriarch in society. The patriarchal nature of society is the main cases of the underrepresentation of women in the judiciary. Opaque collegium system. Because entry level positions in the lower judiciary are filled through entrance exams, more women tend to do so. No women's reservation. The High Court, the Supreme Court do not have reservation policies for women, which are common in lower level of the judiciary in many states. Family responsibilities. The promotion of female judges from the lower courts to the higher courts is also influenced by factors related to age and family obligations, lack of role models and mentorship. Without female political leaders to look up to and learn from, it can be difficult for women to envision themselves in these rules. Unequal access to resources. Women tend to have less access to financial resources and networks that can be used to run for office. Bias in the political process. Research has shown the women face bias in the political process from the media to the voting booth, which can make it harder for them to win elections. Not enough women in litigants. Give that judge in the high courts and supreme courts are largely comprised of lawyers who were elevated from the bar to the bench. It is important to note that the number of women attorneys is still low, which limits the pool from which women judges can be chosen. Judicial infrastructures. The lack of judicial infrastructures. The lack of judicial infrastructure is another barrier that prevents women from entering the field of law. Conclusion. There has been a steady improvement in the representation of women in the judiciary, but despite recent progress, bias against women in the legal system still exists. They eliminate the bias and create a truly representative judiciary. Institutional reforms and social change are both required. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.